to this interactive session. And thank you, Dr. Sundari, for accepting our request and coming to this interactive session. And Doctor, we request you to kindly take us through the present situation in the state on account of COVID and the latest developments and updates about Omicron and Delta variant and other variants, and what are the updates for the institute to be on safer side. Over to you, Doctor.
You have asked me so many questions. Okay, we'll start with again. Good afternoon, all the listeners and viewers. And I expected that there won't be any third wave in India. Unfortunately, it has been declared in India that the third wave has started for us. So I think all of you, it's in the recent memory for all of us, how the second wave was and how much of a struggle we had and how many precious lives we have lost in the second wave. And this is not going to be anything less than that, though people are telling the third wave and the Omicron variant is slightly milder than the Delta variant, what we had in India as a second wave. But now the hospital admissions are going up in Delhi, Bombay. The beds are being getting occupied very fast. So though right now the mortality is very less with this, severity of the disease is less. But the one peculiar thing with this variant is it affects very fast. It spreads very fast compared to other two variants, Alpha and then the Delta variants. Right now in Karnataka, we have today, as on today, 5,031 cases. Out of that, Bangalore itself has got 4,324. That means more than 70% of the cases are alone in Bangalore. So you must understand what is the gravity of situation for us in Bangalore. Yesterday, that is on Wednesday, we had unfortunately 2 deaths. And the positivity rate in Bangalore is 7.5%. That means every 100 people, if you take in Bangalore, 7 to 8 people are positive already. Total Omicron cases, what we have is right now 226 cases. And the rate was just before 1 week, the positivity rate was 0.4%. And now in Bangalore, we have 7.5%. That means we know the gravity of situation and we know how fast it is spreading. That's what we have to be, all of us have to be worried about it now, right now. So now the question comes, what is next thing what Dr. Naresh wanted me to tell you is, what is this Omicron? It is nothing but one of the variants. Now, what do we mean by variant? When the virus mutates, I think all of you have been very familiar with these words, mutation, variants, all that words. So when the virus just mutates, that means it changes itself because it has been there for a long time in the community. That is called a variant, which can cause alternate symptoms. Severity may be increased or severity may be decreased. This is whenever it causes some other problem, it is called a variant. So that's what we have. And this variant has been named by the WHO as a Omicron variant. Otherwise, it is called, it was called as B11529. Actually, it was that code was given for that, but now the comfortable name is given by WHO recently as Omicron. This started in Africa, as all of you know, South Africa. On 9th of November, first case was diagnosed and it was reported on 22nd November. From there onwards, first case we have is credit to us. In Karnataka, the first case was diagnosed in Bangalore only. It was one of the South Africans who had traveled to Bangalore, and that's the first case we have reported all from the India. Anyway, that's apart now. What are we going to do with this? Now we have to again gear up. We have been very relaxed for the last 2 months at least. So now we need to gear up again. What we have done in the second wave to protect ourselves and our families, we need to do again. That means isolation, if the positivity or even if symptoms are there, until the test gets positive or negative, we have to isolate ourselves. And we have to have the social responsibility, please. All of you, the mask is the must for. Now the addition is not the single mask, it's a double mask. And what is ideally recommended yesterday only from the AIIMS, that is one of the premier institutes of Medical Institute of India from Delhi, they had a panel discussion. I was going through that. They say that one is the surgical mask, other is N95 mask is compulsory because this virus is very virulent and it spreads very easily. So double mask when you go out, and that is N95 mask, and one is a surgical mask, which always we are using it. The same thing I think public also has to use it. How it is possible, feasible, all of you must think of it. At least the surgical mask is not very costly, probably that can be there, and at least one mark of your cloth masks, and one more probably could be a surgical mask if you can wear, that also may have some protection. But what is recommended is N95 and the surgical mask. This is what which is recommended by the authorities now in India. Now, as I said, it spreads very fast, very contagious it is. And then even somebody has mild symptoms and no symptoms also is the main thing here. Many people have no symptoms. And people have very few mild symptoms also. But there are admissions, that means people are having even a major symptoms. But what is the drastic difference between the Delta and the Omicron is, Delta was affecting the lungs mainly, and people were suffering from, that's why we had oxygen and oxygen scarcity for us, what not we went through, if you could recollect all those things. But luckily, this one affects the upper respiratory tract mainly. Affection of the lungs is very, very less with this. That means your oxygen saturation going down, requirement of oxygen, hospitalization for the hypoxia, those things will come down with this. Because this virus mainly affects the throat, nose, and then the upper respiratory tract, that is up to the bronchus, we call it, upper respiratory tract. One more thing below the throat is the bronchus, we call it. Until then it spreads, but not so much to lungs. But one thing we have to remember is, this is not even 1 month old, this virus is. So people are just, depending on what is happening day to day, lot of protocols are coming, lot of news is coming about it, lot of information is coming to us as a medicos. So nothing is certain. For this 1 month from 22nd November to today, what has happened in Africa and where other countries has been analyzed. And they are trying to give some guidelines and some information about the activity of this virus. But nothing is certain about it. Every day it may change. So we are waiting for it to get some concrete information about it, which may take a case 1 more month for us to get that information. So as on today, what is there in the literature, what is there, it is what is known to all of us. I just speak out, that's all. Now coming to the symptoms of this, mostly it is upper respiratory tract, as I told you, the throat pain. Severe throat pain is the common symptom, and tiredness is the other main symptom that has been reported as. That means even whatever be the age, not only the older people or people with comorbidities, everybody can have, even youngsters, adolescents can have, if they are infected with Omicron, they can have extreme tiredness. That may be one of the symptoms, that's all. Then cough, cold, sneezing, coryza, that is running nose, and body ache, headache. But one thing which is not recorded or reported in these cases is loss of smell and taste, which was there in the Delta. Very much it was. Every person who used to have loss of smell and taste, we have seen about 70 to 80% of the people used to have. But now we don't have that symptoms so far in Omicron. Now, of course, the fever is the standard one. Now that because now the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has given yesterday the guidelines for home isolation. Now the home isolation is same. One thing here is instead of 10 to 14 days where we used to isolate the positive people, now it has come down to 7 days definitely. Only 7 days of isolation. In that 7 days, last 3 days, they should be free of fever. Then they can come out. And their family members also, because it's a very rapidly it spreads. Now strictly the family members also have to be isolated. If suppose one person is infected in the house, the whole lot of family members are supposed to be isolated. And the isolation protocols, I think all of you know, we have spoken during the first, second wave, we have spoken about it. So I don't need, I need to repeat those things. Anyway, separate room with the separate restroom has to be there for the person. And then the people in the house also have to wear a mask when they are positive person is there in the house, when they are talking to person or they are serving a person, they have to wear a double mask. And then a good ventilated room it should be. And lot of water to be taken by the person. Pulse oximeter, 6th hourly or 8th hourly, they have to check the oxygen. Though we say lungs are not affected, but there are many people like elderly people, people with comorbidities, people with cancer, they can get lung infection also. So pulse oximeter is a must to check the oxygen saturation. As far as drugs are concerned, there are no specific drugs like what we used to give, Efomectin, HCQ. There are so many things we tried in the last 2 waves. But this time they said that simply there are no drugs except it is a symptomatic treatment. The most important is again antihistamine, because you get the throat irritation. So we can have antihistamines like cetirizine can take, and there is a fever, and the paracetamol can be given to them. That's all is recommended. If suppose there is a cough, persistent cough, maybe azithromycin daily 1 tablet of 500 milligram for 5 days to be given. That's all is the medication right now. There's no other medication, but there's a 1 tablet has come, which is molnupiravir. That tablet has come, but there are a lot of restrictions for the tablet because everybody and anybody cannot take this tablet. Only people who are having a persistent symptoms for more than 5 days, they say that this tablet 800 milligrams twice daily for 5 days has to be given. This is an antiviral drug. So, but that's not yet well practiced in India. Of course, this is only very new one, but this is a suggestion and recommendation by AIIMS of Delhi. Okay, that's what about the drugs, what we need to take. And when do we shift the patient to hospital? Same thing what we had during the second wave. Persistent temperature, high temperature for more than 5 days, any breathlessness they develop, or severe tiredness, or they become confused and disoriented. Those are the people immediately we need to shift them to hospitals. This is all what we know about Omicron. Now coming to the vaccine. Now there are a lot of questions can be asked. People who had already COVID infection, will they get again infection with Omicron? Yes, unfortunately they say people who had a Delta infection, they are more prone to get the Omicron infection. That's what, I mean, a recent publications say that. That means nobody can escape from this. People who had also previous infection, they also can get infected again. That's number 1 point. Number 2, people who have been vaccinated, completed their vaccine 2 doses, will they get this virus infection? Yes, definitely they are going to get this infection. But what about the severity of the infection? Because is this the vaccine is going to help us? Like Delta variant, we said people who have taken the vaccine, the severity of the disease and hospital admission and ICU admissions were much, much less. But about this virus, we are yet to know those things. The presumption is that probably it may be mild, but how far this vaccine is effective against Omicron, it's a question mark again. The prediction is that probably it may be helpful, but it is not definite because we don't know yet. But definitely people who have been 2 doses completed the vaccination are the ones who are getting infected. There's no doubt about it. So how much is the effect of the vaccine? Whether this vaccine has got effect on Omicron, yet to be known. So the recommendation is people who have not taken vaccine or is yet to take the second dose, please all of you take the vaccine. That's the first thing we have to do. And then the second one is about the booster dose. Our Prime Minister, I think 3 days back, he has announced that from 3rd onwards, they have started vaccine for the children of 12 to, I think, 15 to 18 years. Now from the 10th onwards, for the senior citizens and for all of us, like a medical frontline workers, the booster dose will be available. Okay, now the booster dose, which vaccine to take? They said it was a poly vaccine, mix and match vaccines. That means if you have taken a Covishield, you take Covaxin. That was the first one they said, but now they say that the same vaccine should be taken. Either a Covaxin or Covishield, whichever 2 doses you have taken, now you have to take the same dose. Now, what is the interval between the second dose and the booster dose? It's about anywhere from 9 to 12 months is the time. If you have finished 9 months, probably you can take the booster dose. That's what the Government of India protocol is right now. So I request all of you to follow strictly the rules that, frequent hand washing and the masking, maintaining the social distance. Don't gather, even 4-5 people gathering is also, all 5 are getting infected. So no gathering. And then if you have to talk, maybe use the phones, use the interconnections, what you have, all those things you use again to talk. And even in the offices, in your rooms, try to spread and sit rather than sitting close to each other. This is not going to long last like the 2 previous variants, not months together. Expect it to be only for 6 to 8 weeks. That's by end of February, probably we may win through this. Before that, sorry, we have to be very careful and we should not lose any lives, because unfortunately 2 lives have already been lost yesterday for this Omicron. Now the Delta variant is also very much here and it is spreading. So how many people say out of 5,000 what we said yesterday, the Delta variant cases what we have in Bangalore right now is about 226 Omicron cases. The rest are Delta. So Delta is also spreading now as a 3rd wave. Over that, we have a Omicron variant. So that is all for us to bother about, for you people to know, yes, COVID positive or COVID negative. Whatever be the strain, it is becoming, COVID positivity is increasing. Okay, Mr. Naresh, I'll stop here. If there are any questions, I'll take the questions. Hope I answered all your questions, Mr. Naresh.
Yes, doctor.
Did I answer anything or anything is left? You asked me all this, I think
Yeah, doctor, we would also like to know the present temperature screening which we are doing in the institute.
No, there is no screening. Temperature screening is nowhere now followed.
Okay.
It is not followed anyway, because most of the people are asymptomatic, and even some symptoms also we have to isolate them. First thing is isolation, then get the testing done. And if most of them are positive, take it from me. And they are at homes, that's all. So now no institute recommends this temperature checking. And then so one more thing, what happens is, to check the temperature, that person has to come close to you, at least for a few seconds. No? And a very high chance of the security guards to get infected with those people who are positive. So we are not gaining anything by checking the temperature, but people may get infected in your security gates. So that one thing we have to remember, because nowhere else it is followed now, temperature checking, and pulse oximeter they used to put. Yes, incubation period, there is a change.
They have touched me.
It is 3 days now. For this
So,
virus, can you kindly mute yourself, please? Incubation period is only 3 days now. So they can fast, that's why they will spread very fast. Previous strains, what we had, incubation period was 5 days. Delta variant we had for 5 days. And before that it was 4 days. But now this is only 3 days incubation period.
So primary contacts have to wait for 3 days to get themselves tested?
Yeah, primary contacts, you can wait for the primary contacts. See, if the person who is symptomatic, the same protocol. Just now, the Ministry of Health again today, they had a meeting and they issued that primary contacts have to be isolated or quarantined. I don't use the word isolated. They have to quarantine. If they develop symptoms, then they have to get tested. That's what they are telling, Government of India guidelines, just today's guidelines it is. Otherwise, they don't need to get tested, but compulsorily they have to be quarantined for 5 to 7 days along with the patient, the primary contacts. Like we had last time, second wave time, we had children in the hostel. So we made them quarantine because the primary contacts, there are 4 children, boys were there. They had a contact with the positive person. So we had asked them to quarantine for 10 days. That time it was 10 to 14 days. Initially, we started with 14 days. Then later it came down to 10 days, the quarantine period. Now it is 7 days. They have to quarantine. If they remain asymptomatic, they don't need to test, number one. Number two, the positive person after 7 days, when they come back to work or they come back into the society, they don't need to have a test again. They don't need to check. Like last time, same thing.
I thought quarantine period is related to the incubation period.
No, quarantine is people who are asymptomatic. And isolation is the people who are symptomatic and who prove to be positive, then we call them isolation. For them, it is isolation. For the people who have not tested and who have no symptoms, but you had a contact with, say in your house, somebody is positive, invariably you are there in the house. That is called a primary contact. Those people, primary contacts must also be for 7 days, they have to quarantine.
No, my point is when you consider a person to be a primary contact, okay, how long it takes to show up, symptoms to show up?
That's what I said, 3 days. 3 days. Incubation period is 3 days. And your isolation starts from the day of the symptom. Or say I tell you, yesterday they had one lady wanted to go to Singapore. So she did the test because it's a mandate still. International travel, the test has to be done. She tested and she's positive. She's absolutely asymptomatic. And then how many days she has to quarantine? From the day of her test positivity, she has to isolate herself for 7 days.
Why is that 7 days? When even after 3 days, you don't see symptoms, why should we be quarantined for more than 3 days?
Because the infectivity will be for that much of time. You are going to infect other people for that much of time. That's why you have to be isolating yourself. After that, your rate of infectivity from you will come down. For the other viruses, it was 14 days it was. That's why we were asking them to isolate themselves for 14 days initially. Then it came down to 10 days. As we go through this, we learn many things because it's a very new virus. This is the first time in my life I'm experiencing like this. All the things we had, everything day. Here we are learning on the subject. As we are going through this, we are learning. It was not there before for this pandemic. So every day it changes. Why means now this one incubation period is very short. So its infectivity also, they thought that it must be very short. That's why they say that it is 7 days. They have to quarantine for 7 days. I hope I cleared your doubt.
Yeah, but still.
What's your doubt?
Doubt is the following. Suppose if I consider myself as a primary contact, and I will have to wait for 3 days for any of the symptoms to show up in my body.
Yes, yes.
Suppose after 3 days, I will get tested and then it comes out negative.
Yes.
What does that tell me?
Yeah, then you can go out. Then you can go out. If you test, because they are not recommending a testing for the asymptomatic people. Suppose you want to test yourself, it is negative. After 3 days only, because incubation period is 3 days, you have to test yourself after 3 days. Then probably you can go with all the precautions, taking all the precautions, you can go out.
Sure. Then what is 7 days?
Why I tell you, why we say 7 days, I tell you also. Most of the time, the test will become negative. Even RT-PCRs are negative and people have full-blown lung disease. Third time when we do in the ICUs, then only RT-PCR comes positive. I mean, I can't go into the details of immunological status of the person and how it reacts the body, all that I cannot go in detail here. It's not the place for all that also, but it can be negative. So you are potentially a person with a negative, especially rapid antigen test. Now they say both PCR, RT-PCR and rapid antigen test, both tests which we used to do for the Delta variant can be done, are equally efficient to detect the Omicron. And how many cases we used to miss in Delta variant? Umpty number of cases, in spite of repeated testing. So that's why to be very cautious so that we don't spread the disease. The main concern is we are not going to spread the disease.
Okay, to be on the safer side, you say factor of 2 higher than what is minimum required.
Yeah. And then one more thing now is there is a home test. The false negativity and false negativity is very high with the home test. People are testing in the house. The kits are available. You test in the house, you are negative, you are going out. You are spreading again. These are the things which cannot be controlled by the government. But that's why government is pleading people, please take care of it.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Sadiq, you have a question?
Yeah. Hello, doctor. So the basic question is, actually you already touched upon it, but how effective are the RT-PCRs? I mean, for Omicron, let's say the Delta is still waning, because for Delta it was not too effective. So
Yes.
is it more effective for Omicron? Is Omicron getting caught better in the
How
RT-PCR?
do we know? See, out of 5,000 and odd cases, we had 226 Omicrons have been diagnosed now. Now, what is they are doing it? It has to go for the sequencing. Once they are Omicron positive, now there is something called, there is a, in that there is a something called yes mode. If that is absent, they are telling that it could be Omicron. It could be something else also. So ideally speaking, it has to go for sequencing. The labs must start sequencing it. Okay. The sequencing has to be done. Then which lab is doing in Bangalore sequencing? I'm yet to know about it. And how many days it will take for them to come out of it? We don't know it. Okay. Thinking that the cases are becoming positive now, among them only among 5,000 and odd cases in Karnataka alone or 4,000 and odd in Bangalore, we have only 226 Omicron positive. All other things are Delta positive only. So how efficient it is, we don't know, because it's too early to say that.
So the question is then that the Omicron positive people, are they actually genome tested, or are
they are genome tested? They are
genome tested.
Yes.
Because I have a little bit of a problem with this reduction in this quarantine period, because if you're saying that Delta and Omicron are simultaneously present, then
Yes.
for Delta we had the earlier protocol.
Yes.
So
14 and 10 now.
So now we are shrinking the protocol irrespective of whether or not it is Delta or Omicron.
Yeah, it is not we are doing it, it internationally has been done. Okay. Internationally it is done. Mainly CDC guidelines come, then Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, you must be seeing it every day. Health Minister of India is coming on to the TV, and then he has been telling us, updating us with all these things. So internationally it is accepted now that after Africa, at least Africa, it's 1 month, 9th of November to today, 7th of Jan, almost like it is 2 months now in Africa. So taking all the things from Africa, the information is taken from the Africa, and they are analyzing it, and they are coming to a consensus in all over the world. This is not only in India, it is done. All over the world, it is done. So we are also following the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Yeah, so doctor, I have a question here. Out of 5,000 cases, if it is like only 220 cases are Omicron, does it mean all other cases are Delta, or each case are they testing it for Omicron?
All positive cases are going for Omicron, I believe. Okay. Clearly, we have to get the information. I have been searching for the information. Clearly, it is not coming. They say that whenever is positive, person is positive for COVID, the sequencing has been done in them. Okay. They are trying for the xenotyping. That's called sequencing. Sequencing, they are sending them. Okay. So in that, how many are becoming positive Omicron? So far, what they have said is 226 have become positive in Bangalore.
Okay. So, doctor, then should we worry more about Delta or now Omicron? Because Delta is the one which will affect
Omicron spreads very fast. Omicron spreads very fast. Now, the why Delta is becoming again is that we have relaxed completely, is it not? Almost we have come back to normalcy. So that's why probably this is also increasing. Now, Omicron alone, if it is there, probably the seriousness may not be that much. That is right now, as on today, what they say is, experts say that it may not be as serious as Delta, because Delta, you remember how we were struggling even for the oxygen cylinders, oxygen missions, whatnot we had to be. People were dying without oxygen. That may not happen. That's what it is predicted now with the Omicron, if it is only Omicron. But if it is both, and I report, when you see, they are not giving whether it's a Omicron or Delta. Again, I have started in this step 1. For the last 3 days, I've started counseling the people. So I asked them, what is the report you have got? Madam, I got report saying that only I got an SMS saying that I am positive. No, I said, no, you have to ask them what is positive. Is it a Delta or a Omicron variant? You must ask. But the labs are not giving to the public that, I mean, the people who are affected, the reports are not saying whether it's a Omicron or a Delta. But only from the ICMR portal, we are getting the information that is from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Karnataka also, we are getting how many Omicron cases are coming. We need to believe that. Actually, patients, when I'm counseling, I'm asking them, which report, how is your report? What is said in your report? Patients are telling, madam, I got saying that it's only Omicron, I mean, it's a positive, COVID positive.
Okay.
So how should medication be dependent on the report, which doesn't say whether it is this or that?
Yeah, there is no medication now, no. Unless it's a hospitalization, it's only symptomatic treatment. Same it was for Delta also. So it's a paracetamol and antihistamine at the most. That's all it has to be. The same thing now it is said. We have tried many medicines in the beginning of the second wave, like ivermectin, HCQ, steroids, so many things. Now strictly the government, I mean, a Ministry of Health from Delhi has come, strictly no steroids should be given from home isolation people. Again, they are promoting home isolation for the mild cases, because the hospital beds again are filling up very fast. So they are telling again, as the later part of the Delta, what we said, most of the people, we were trying to isolate them in the house, home isolation, and we were screening them in the homes and all, we did it. Okay, only when necessity, we were shifting them to hospitals. Same thing they are telling now, home isolation is better.
Yeah, Sadiq.
Yeah, so I had the question about vaccines actually. So
Yes.
the vaccines which we are all worldwide being dispensed, they are against the alpha variant. So they were used by culturing on the alpha.
Yes.
Now we have gone many variants down the road. So
Yes.
So what you're basically saying is that has the body learned and trained on all sorts of these kind of viruses, or do we have to be, is it better to operate in the mode that we are all unvaccinated, or because the virus has changed so much, or do we still, can we expect some measure of protection?
Yes, they say that definitely there is a protection even for Omicron with this vaccine. Okay. And recently from US, I just had the news, I was reading one of the microbiologists, I think he has given, saying that of all the things, mRNA vaccine they have produced, is it not, Pfizer vaccine? He says it is a new method of vaccine we have invented and we have done it. But Indian vaccines, which are standard protocol they have followed, they are much better than their mRNA vaccine, he said. There is a big report given by him. I was just reading it. It was interesting. He says that, and this we don't use the mRNA or anything. We use a virus-like particles, is it not, in our vaccine? So it should be able to come, I mean, effective, able to even Omicron, against Omicron. It should be. That's what is said.
No, but the adenovirus, a lot of people have taken the Covishield. So
yeah, Covishield, that is adenovirus.
So that is also a new tech, and that is only the old
Covaxin. Covaxin is our own standard technology.
So and you are saying Covaxin is to be preferred over Covishield?
That's what they say, not me. It is not mine.
Okay,
he is telling. Okay.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they said. But now that's why many people insisted on Covaxin. But initially, you know what difficulties we have even to get the acceptance from WHO and all for Covaxin. Now they realize that Indian vaccines are better. Now they are coming up with the 2 vaccines in India. Again, the ICMR is producing 2 vaccines. This vaccine will be against Omicron. That's what they are telling. It is yet to be cleared. From DGP, it has to be cleared. That's why they are waiting for this Covaxin. There's one more thing and one more. There are 2 vaccines have been produced and it is yet to come into the market. They have finished the phase 3 trial of those vaccines, I believe. That is for the children also 5 years and above. For the Omicron also, they say. Shortly, it may come into again for us into the market. Until then, they say these vaccines which are existing are good enough. They have some, see what happens is whatever variant it is, a little bit of this memory will be there in the body. They may produce some antibodies against the, basically it's a corona. This is a spike mutation. Okay, this is a spike mutation only. So for the spike, we produce some antibodies. Definitely, we may get certain amount of protection against Omicron variant also. That's what the experts say right now. That's what a lot of question answers, they say, is it effective? That's the first question is this vaccine is effective against Omicron? They say yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Now. Anything else, Mr. Naresh? Any other questions?
Naresh, there are some questions in the chat box.
COVID last Sunday. I had come symptoms for first. I had some symptoms for first 3 to 4 days. Okay. That means you had symptoms means 3 days before you could have got infected, 3 to 4 days before, and you had symptoms. Now, I suppose if you have no symptoms, that's fine. You don't need to test yourself once you have finished. Maybe as we are raising the doubts, but it is accepted everywhere that it's only 7 days of isolation. After the 7 days of isolation, with all the precautions, you can come out into the society. For your workplace, you can go. But one thing is, there's one more question asked. If I'm infected now, is it a possibility that again I get infected with Omicron? Okay, yes, there is every possibility that even you had Omicron infection, you will get reinfected like Delta. You had Delta, you can get infected with Omicron. So the mantra is safety. We have to follow hand washing, social distancing, and the masking. These are the mantra we have to follow. Maybe another 3 months we need to follow it strictly. Then I think we may come, hopefully we may come to the end of the pandemic in the world. That will be 2 years. Yes, it may come. That's what experts are expecting that to happen. Anything else? Any other questions we have?
Yes, doctor.
I have one more question actually. What about the efficacy of face shields? I mean, is a mask and a face shield better, or 2 masks better, or what is it?
2 masks is better. For you people, 2 masks is enough. For us, we make in the shield also, we put it because the patients, if they cough on us suddenly, sneeze on us while talking to them, so it may spill onto our faces. But most important thing is eyes, nose, and mouth. Eyes you can't cover, so nose and mouth, which is through which the organism travels in, the virus travels in, is the nose and mouth. So you tightly have to cover, not just, you know how the people are wearing the mask, it will be below the nose. It never covers the nose. So up to your lower lid of the eye, you have to cover it. If you have a double mask, it's enough for you people. For us, because we may be in contact with the positive people and we may be spending more time with them. That's why I said for you people, don't spend much time with anybody. Don't talk too much, stand and talk too much with the people. Only business talk, otherwise on a phone talk.
So the thing is, actually one of the problems with masks is that it is very difficult to know which is a good mask. So is it?
That's what they said. N95 mask and surgical mask that was been recommended. Now we are using that. Now what I have is N95, and that what I have is one more surgical mask.
No, ma'am, the question is not that. The question is that, you know, there's a lot of masks out there in the market. which
Yeah.
call themselves whatever, but they are not actually N95.
So you have to get from a reliable sources. If you
So
get in
could we
reliable
actually have a
sources,
list of such sources, because
Okay.
it is very important to procure the right thing. And
yes.
how often does the mask have to be changed?
See, when it gets wet, okay, suppose you are wearing the mask, you sweat or you sneeze into that. If it becomes by chance, it gets wet, immediately that has to be discarded, even if it is a day. Otherwise, you can use the mask for, depending on how long you use the mask. See, I use the mask for 8 hours a day if I wear it. Okay, that time I have to do very frequently, I need to change. Maybe once in 3 to 4 days, I have to change the masks. Okay, for you people, when you wear the mask, if the workplace, when you are coming, you are also are there for 8 hours, but it is not dirty, it is not there, you can use maximum for 5 days. That's what it has been told also from the beginning. And we had the provision of sterilizing these masks. See, what we do is, I have a row of some 7 masks, separate bags. In that, each bag, I have two masks. Okay, and day 1 to day 7, I use that. Like that, 3 to 4 times we use and then discard those masks. Is the way we do it. You also can have not only one mask, keep it 1 or 2, and then change it every day. Don't wear the same thing. You have 3 or 4 things. You change it, because these masks cannot be washed. If you have a cloth mask, yes, every day you can wash it and then use it. But the surgical mask and N95, you can't wash them. But you have, say, sterilizers are available now. Like my son has got in his own house this sterilizer. Everything they put it into that and sterilize every article, including their wallets and everything, they put it into that. If you have a provision, you can do that mask also. Otherwise, 3-4 uses, please discard it. That's why N95 becomes costlier for you people. For us, it's inevitable. We have to spend money on that. For you people, one cloth mask on that, one surgical mask also is okay. But what is important is it should be fitting on the nose very properly. Nobody wears it, including doctors, including many people I see, they don't wear it. It will be loose, it will be below the nose. That should not be there. It should be fitting tightly on the nose, covering the complete nose and the mouth up to the chin. That is important. Wearing the mask is very, very important. I think
Yes.
last time in the thing we have demonstrated how to do it also.
So
I had a slide.
N95 is not very costly. If you go to Pradhan Mantri Jana Aushadhalaya, it
Okay.
costs about 25 rupees per piece.
No, we buy it for 125, 150 rupees. We buy. Usually what we buy is that that is the thing. Yeah, if it is available, that's enough. You can use it for 5-6 times and then throw off.
I also have this question about the quality of mask, because if you look at in the internet or even in the pharmacies, there's a huge range of this N20, N95 masks available, and you basically, if you keep searching and then end up confusing yourself.
It's very
So
difficult to know.
is it possible for the institute to, let's say, procure a large amount of, let's say, quality mask, let's say 3M, and then the members can actually buy from the institute? Because like 3M mask, etc., it's not actually freely available, and when it's available only in large quantities. For example, like say 3M this respirator mask, for example.
The respirators are very costly.
Yeah, but I think if you buy it in bulk, it doesn't become that costly.
No. It is 10,000 rupees one respirator is.
No, I didn't mean that one. The blue one, what they call it, respirator mask.
Okay,
Yeah,
the mask.
the blue and blue 3M mask.
Okay.
And so you can see it in the Amazon, but then you read this review and say that, okay, the packet was open, because they, I think, sell it loose, but I think it comes in a packet of, I don't know, 20 or 30 or 100 or
it comes
something.
in a packet of 20s.
Yeah. So is it possible for the institute to buy this mask as a bulk, and then so that the institute knows that these masks are coming from some reliable sources, and the members can in turn buy from the institute?
Naresh?
So that we know that the mask which we are getting, it's it has quality. Because otherwise, what happens? Okay, I can just look at in the Amazon or even a pharmacy. Pharmacy is, I think, not very different from what you get from Amazon, basically, because they just procure from some people, and the quality is often, because you might think that you are wearing an N95 mask and going outside, but it may not protect you anything.
Yeah, that's a question. Now, especially what is available in India for us, yes, you have to have the quality of this one. That question, I think Mr. Naresh needs to answer. I have nothing to say
yes.
about that question.
Yeah, Sanjeev will look into it.
Yeah, because see, every time I actually go to buy N95 mask, okay, I finally buy something, but you don't know what quality this mask are.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
There are some questions in the chat box.
Yeah, Naresh, can you tell me?
If a COVID positive patient is completely asymptomatic, how
Hmm.
long should they wait before they get a retest done?
There is no need to get the retest done. That has been government rule again. If they are symptom free and they have finished their 7 days of isolation, they can come out. There is no need to get, because last time itself, you remember we had this question, positivity can be there even as long as for 3 months. The test can be positive as long as for 3 months. So we don't need to test them. Now, just today's or yesterday's guidelines also have come from the Ministry of Health from Delhi. They say that there is no retesting needed. Okay.
Okay. And the next question is, are the antigen test kits available on Amazon actually helpful in detecting
We don't
COVID
know
cases?
how helpful it is. I don't know because I have not tested them.
Okay.
But there is a lot of false negativity is there in the test, is the information we have got it. Home test. They can be false negative. So
Okay.
how reliable they are, you can see exactly they have not said, but false negativity is rate is high in the home test.
Can somebody be affected by both strains at the same time?
No, it's only one strain you get at the time. If you had Delta, now you can get Omicron, vice versa.
Yeah. And there is another thing, wherein because people have taken 2 doses of vaccine.
Yes.
No, that is the question. Is it because people have taken 2 doses of vaccine, that is why severity of Omicron is less?
No, see what happens is that as the virus mutates, naturally, okay, its severity goes on coming down. And one more thing is most of the people are vaccinated, and there is something called a herd immunity develops in the people. So the affection by the virus will be less, unless people are having a comorbid conditions, and then the people are cancer and the immunocompromised people. And these people, yes, the severity can be there. Otherwise, as it mutate, and that's why we say after the third wave, probably we may be the end of the pandemic. Why people are experts are expecting this? That means already the virus has become weak. It goes on mutating, it becomes weaker and weaker. That's why the symptoms are less, number one. Number two, whether this vaccine is really helping us, yet to know. Every day we may get some information. Tomorrow we may get, after 15 days, if you ask me to give it up, maybe entirely different things I'll be telling to you people. Because as of now, what we know about this virus and the behavior of it, we are talking. This is the situation we are in. Every day, the guidelines are changing, protocols are changing, because the virus behavior we are yet to know about it. It is very new for us.
Okay, what is your stand on the people's opinion of going against vaccination?
It's a criminal, I tell you. People are not understanding. Not that they are not aware. People are aware of it, but they are adamant to take the vaccine. Please. See, I tell you one thing. It's not maybe not for your sake. For the society's sake, if you can do something for the society, This is the only thing you can do. You have a chance to do something to the society. That's what I tell the people. Few people know, I don't believe in vaccine, that and this. I said, okay, you always you take something from the society, but you have not given anything to this. This is the best opportunity for you to give to the society. Vaccinate yourself so that you are not going to infect others and you don't get infected. You are also, there is a benefit, but a large benefit to the society. How people are dying in the society, you know that. When they say that a vaccination is preventing, why don't we try? And by taking the vaccination, nobody is harmed.
They are worrying about long-term effects which are not yet understood.
Yes, it's okay. See, if you don't live long term with the COVID, if you get and then the severity of the infection is so much that you don't live, then what is the purpose? Think of that also, no? We have to think of that. There are so many vaccines have come. Initial inhibition for the vaccine is the same. When we got this one, jaundice vaccine we have got, polio vaccine we have got, smallpox vaccine. Who was taking smallpox vaccine? Tell me, for years together. People used to die. The same thing is there in the human mind is same. It has not changed basically. But we have to take somewhere some risk, no? Are we going to be permanent? Am I sure tomorrow I'm alive? It is going to help to the society. People say, you will stop spreading the infection. How many people, and especially think of children, the children get affected. Because we don't take vaccine, we go around and then get infection. What happens to the children in the house? That's the greatest worry for us. No, they have no protection. So
Or they don't. They have
people,
absolute no belief at all in vaccine. Whoever I talk to.
See, whether you believe or not, my humble request to every viewer is that you spread the message that please take the vaccine. Nothing is going to happen to us. There may be, yes, there may be, even now, there is a lot of things are coming up, long effects of the vaccine. Okay. A lot of things are spoken about. I mean, I don't want to say all those things, but for the moment, what we need is vaccinate and protect yourself and protect your family and protect the society. This is not only for us, for the whole world. So we need to do that.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, Sanchari, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
So as I told that I have been diagnosed with COVID, so just I wanted to ask, as you said that if I don't have any symptoms for 7 days, I can come out of isolation. But since
Sure.
I have people around me who have some comorbidities, so am I like still after the 7 days? Can I spread it like or I have to keep on wearing masks?
After 7 days, the spreading the infection will become less now. That's why they said, experts say 7 days of isolation is enough. Okay. If you have comorbidities in the people now, after the 7 days, they have no symptoms. Most unlikely that they don't have, or even if they have contracted the disease with from you, but they are not symptomatic, so you are happy. If they get symptoms, or if you are so worried, get them tested. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, RT-PCR is done now everywhere. Again, they have opened up all the places. Government has opened up, BBMP has opened up now. Every place RT-PCR is done. So we can get RT-PCR done for them and be sure that they are negative.
Yes, if there are no other questions, I think we can close the session. Thank you, doctor. Thank you for this very informative session. Hope it will be useful for the members of the institute. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Naresh, again involving me in this. Okay.
Yeah.
My
Thank
humble
you.
request to all of you is take care of yourselves. Okay. Follow the protocols. Still, I think for 3 more months, we need to follow the protocols strictly and say that, yes, I have done my bit to the society. Let us say that boldly, yes, I have done my bit to the society. I have not moved around unnecessarily. Only please, again, Sankranti is coming. Okay, please don't go out, don't go to the temples. It's not necessary. You can sit and pray in the house. Please, and don't meet people. This is a crucial time for us. This is just at the peak. It's going to the peak now. Next 2 weeks will be the peak for us, especially in Bangalore. Whole of Karnataka, only Bangalore is affected. So it's each one of our responsibility to see that how much we can curtail the spread, that much we could do it. That's what we'll take an oath today, saying that yes, I do my best to the society and try to follow all the protocols, what has been repeatedly said. Let us follow it and be a responsible citizens. Let's do that. Thank you, Naresh, for giving me opportunity to express myself and my concern to all our members of this family, RRI family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.